Hey, what's up guys, it's ElasticSpyder here, and in today's video we are going to be looking at some Julio Cesare gameplay. Now this ship is, well, it's a fun ship, and we will get into all the fun aspects of this ship, but I will like to add a little caveat here. This is actually not going to be focused too much on this ship, but primarily ranked sprint. The new game mode that Wargaming has released in update 0.7.10, which I'll let you guys know my thoughts on. But first, the Julio Cesare. Well, my build is pretty simple. Priority target, adrenaline rush, superintendent, and concealment. That's all I have enough for. After that, I don't know what you would want to spec onto this ship, or any Italian future lines, but nonetheless, it's a great ship. It's for the most part overpowered, I would say, but nonetheless, it's a fun ship. And this is I think this is my first game, I think, in no, actually this is like maybe my third game in this game mode. So it's a very nice game mode overall. But I want to get into the nitty-gritty parts of it. So, well, ranked sprint. How is it different from ranked? Well, ranked is, as you guys know, a pretty stressful game mode, and a very frustrating game mode at times as well. And this leads to a lot of players, you know, stopping at maybe rank 15 or rank 10, or sometimes even at rank 5, and not actually pushing through all the way to rank 1. And obviously Wargaming doesn't really care about that. You know, they just want people to play it. That at the end of the day, that's all they really care about. And I think that as a player who likes to get rank 1 and likes to get those nice doubloons, the 2500 doubloons, as well as the camos and all the other things that comes with reaching rank 1, it is very stressful. And for someone that doesn't have a lot of time on their hands like myself, it is a lot of unnecessary frustration and just things of that nature. And it is something that I do think needs to be considered being looked at. So I think that ranked sprint is a nice alternative to that. So the differences between ranked and ranked sprint is ranked is much longer. It's like a month and a half almost. Ranked sprint, well, you've got 2 seasons. The first season lasts just under a week, just under 2 weeks, excuse me, and same with the second season, just lasts under 2 weeks. So pretty much a month total for the 2 seasons, but each season is significantly shorter. And the other thing too is, instead of having 22 ranks for a full season, now over the course of the 2 seasons you get only 20 ranks total, which is again something that is very interesting. 10 ranks per season. And that was a nice opening salvo for 17k on that Koenig, or on that Congo. So that being said, I like this format a lot better because while some people may not have a lot of time, the amount of stars that you require per season is drastically reduced as well. So for example, rank 10, you only need to get 1 star, then another 1 star to get to 9, and then 8, and then 7, I think you actually maybe need 2 stars, and then 5 you're going to need 2 stars, but I don't think it actually exceeds 2 stars. Maybe on the last, from rank 2 to 1, requires 3, but I don't actually recall that. And so what this means is you can get rank sprint done in like 15 games, I think is the theoretical maximum, which is very, very nice. And if you're running at about a 50% win rate, which is the majority of the player base, or just about the majority, I would say that, you know, you get this rank sprint done, get that 5,000 coal reward at rank 1 done in about 30 games, which is not even that bad. I think these games maybe last 12 minutes, on 15 minutes on average. You know, it's 450 minutes, which that's a lot of time, but you know, over the course of almost 2 weeks, that's not all that bad. And actually, it's only about 7 hours, 7.5 hours of game time, and you know, over the course of over 2 weeks, that's not all that much. And you know, granted, the rewards aren't necessarily. I won't say they're that good, because they are actually quite nice. I'll take a look here at the rewards real quick. Getting to rank 9, you get 500k silver, which is an amazing feat. Then you get progressively more and more signal flags, and then except for once you reach rank 3 and rank 2, you get some special economy flags, and then 5,000 gold for reaching rank 1. So there's a lot of signal flags to be earned, but again, the final reward isn't all that special. Like some people have calculated it out. Really, it's the amount of coal that you receive from reaching rank 1, you can very easily get through containers. So it's not anything like 2,500k doubloons or 100, you know, 100%. 100% XP bonus camouflages or anything like that. So the rewards are they're nothing to stress over, I would say, and that helps with the reduced you know, reducing some stress from the whole ranked game mode itself, which in my opinion is very, very nice. Now, the other nice thing that they've for whatever reason done, ranks 10, 9, 8, 5, and 3 are all irrevocable, but there is no, like, at tier 1, I don't think anyone really plays it, or at rank 1, there's no, like, Sea of Wolves bracket, I guess. So, not that anyone plays it, but that is a nice change. And one little thing that I forgot to add earlier about the 2 seasons is, the first season is 6v6, and my thoughts on 6v6 are, well, they are... It's kind of painful sometimes, especially because this means that, you know, while, like, for example, here we have 3 DDs, 3 battleships, which for the most part is standard matchmaking. Let's say we have 2 DDs, well, both our 2 DDs have died, and they still have both of theirs, or at least one of theirs, and this means that each ship has a greater impact on the game in a 6v6 scenario, whereas in 8v8, which is coming in season 2 of Ranked Sprint, you know, each ship has a slightly less of an impact on the battle as a whole. So the smaller game size is nice because a good player like me can get out rather quickly, but maybe a more average player might struggle a little bit longer. Whereas in the 8v8, a player like me may have to take a little bit more time to actually get through all those game sessions, which is fine. Again, like I said, the rewards aren't something to break your neck over. And then same thing with the amount of time that you need to spend to get to the rank 1. It's not nearly as long. And one other maybe questionable addition that they've added to Ranked Sprint is the ability to add divisions, and there's no divisions in this game, but that is one other thing that people the Wargaming have added, and in my opinion, I don't think it's game breaking. Like I said, it's 6v6 now. If you pair 2 Unicums up together, obviously that's going to they're going to get out quickly. At the same token, if you pair 2 rather poor players together, they're also going to lose the equal amount. So it's going to be interesting how to see the results of how the divisions impact the game. For me, I'll probably just end up playing solo. I mean, again, it's not that bad. If you play Julio Cesare, you can see the results here. And for the most part, for battleships, Julio Cesare is the way to go. You could probably slap Texas on, or even maybe some tech tree ships like New York. I'm sure Koning is a decent pick too. For cruises, just don't pick cruisers. I've tried Furutaka, which I've had decent success with, but that 15-second reload is rather poor. The Marblehead, just Omaha, just trash. Murmansk actually was decent, but other than that, I just would not pick cruisers. I don't think there's any solid picks for cruisers for this game mode, and that's mainly due to the fact that at tier 5, which is the rank at which Wargaming has decided to choose for rank sprint, which I think is a nice tier, which I'll get into in a minute, is that, you know, just lost my train of thought. The battleships at tier 5 and just have so much nice penetration, and the amount of cruiser armor is just so non-existent that it is rather depressing at times. So we're going to go into this Koenig and try and get a secondary kill on this Nicholas as well. Let's see if we can't pull it off. And I do think that rank 5 will, or tier 5 ranked sprint is actually a very nice game level or game tier for ranked sprint, and that's because, well, while there are a lot of like OP premiums like maybe Texas and Julio Cesare, I do think that at other tiers you also have this same problem, like at tier 8, for example, or even at tier 9 you also have this problem. And wow. So just before the battle ended there, we did manage to get 4 achievements, and I won't go into the detailed report. I'm just going to continue my thought that I had before. I think that the tier, at every tier there's that one ship, or there's that 1 or 2 ships that are quite good, and I think that if you base it off around that you know, you're gonna have a hard time like actually picking a good tier to do, and then inevitably, since a lot of the tier 10s are relatively similar, same thing with tier 1, then you'll either get tier 1 ranked or tier 10 ranked. And I thought from the last season, tier 10 ranked is just so god awful. I would actually rather, in my opinion, take tier 7 ranked rather than take tier 10 ranked again. I just thought it was so brutal and so just not fun at the end of the day. It was just not a lot of fun at all. Whereas tier 7 ranked, I at least had some fun trolling some people in my Belfast or whatever. Just tier 10 ranked is just too grindy. So I think that ranked tier 5 is actually a very nice tier for rank sprint. It's a tier that pretty much everyone has. You know, there's a lot of premiums too that you can get at tier 5, and again, they're not overtly overpowered or anything like that, but except for the Julio, but that's besides the point. I think it's a nice game mode. It's a nice tier. I think Wargaming has done a nice job. I think they're also testing the 6v6 versus 8v8, and I think they will end up doing 8v8 for the most part. But yeah, I think it's a nice change of pace compared to the normal rank season, and I actually like it better because this is very similar to how World of Tanks does its rank seasons. It's very short, you know, 3 weeks, and it's there and done. You know, either you got there or you didn't, and it's a lot more simplistic too. And overall, I think it's a nice addition. So. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and you know, obviously, maybe learn something from it. I don't know. I just hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll talk to you guys later.